Okay.
Are you there, Idina?
I'm here.
Yay!
Hi.
How's it going?
Can she see us?
No, she cannot, but she can hear us.
Well, I waved to you just now.
We are live on air, by the way. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Oh, great.
We're so excited.
Me too.
And rolling into town in a couple of weeks. That'll be cool. Part of the Pride Fest festivities. And I believe a week from Sunday, we'll be putting on a show. Is this part of a tour?
Yeah, it's the Pride Tour right now.
Yeah, now because I know there's an album coming down the road.
My album's called Drama Queen, and for many reasons. It's a disco dance album. It's, I've played actually several queens in my on my resume.
Me too.
On a good day, I'm a queen in my own mind and in my home with my son and my husband. But mostly, I want to reclaim the word drama queen, because I think having huge, big, full emotions is a good thing, we're passionate, we're fiery, we're sensitive, we're vulnerable, we're silly. All these things make us who we are, make us interesting as people. And so I wanted to embrace that.
That's a really great way to look at it.
Indeed. And the thing that got me super excited was disco is referenced in the description of the album. I think, Idina, you're my spirit animal.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I was thinking, I always overthink what kind of music I want to put out there. And I feel like certain people expect certain music from me. And I have a lot of different musical inspirations and voices within my voice, And so I thought, a lot of the women that I love so much, like Barbra Streisand, Donna Summer, even Cher, they all have these big voices and they've done great dance albums, because the disco sort of bed, the grooves really are a great foundation for big melodic voices. So that's kind of where it all came from.
With Wicked, with Rent, with Frozen. I mean, these were all gigantic projects that you were attached to, but all of them very uplifting and happy and inspiring. And then you turn around and do a movie with Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems.
So good.
Where you weren't
was it uplifting for you?
You weren't a very nice person. Was that?
But I really like jewelry, but no, it didn't really uplift me.
Was it that scary to take that chance and worry about your
I was a nice
rep?
person. It just was getting beat out of me by my philandering husband.
Yeah.
Gambling, philandering husband. But it was the best experience. I'm sure anyone you've spoken to before, nobody has a bad thing to say about Adam Sandler. He's a total mensch. He's lovable and sweet and generous to everyone he works with, and an incredible actor. So that was a real coup for me to get to do that role. And then we have a movie coming out called You're So Not Invited to My Bat Mitzvah, where we play a married couple again, but we like to say we're a much healthier couple.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and not being a shiksa, I think you're qualified. So you're good to go.
Yes.
Another thing I wanted to get to, and this is in the forefront of my mind because just over the weekend, I don't know why, I finally got around to watching Ray with Jamie Foxx, with the Ray Charles story, which was so incredible. So I went back and pulled some of my Ray Charles CDs, and one of them was Genius. And I'm looking at the tracks, and it's like a Sinatra duets kind of thing. Guess what? Idina Menzel. Tell me about that experience.
Oh, my gosh. Well, it was in the studio, and it was interesting because I'm trying to think back. It was so long ago because it was like in my ears, and trying to sort of channel him and, I don't know, sing what he would have liked me to have sung. And
it's
sing
great.
The right harmonies and duet with him, and just that whole his legacy, and it was just really a milestone for me.
What was your childhood, your youth like as far as theater and music and your background in that growing up? How was that a part of your life?
I always wanted to perform. I was always jumping up from behind the couch. My grandpa Nathan saw the little budding star in me. I always knew I had something that I wanted to share with my voice. My parents, we lived in Long Island, so they would take me into Manhattan to see shows ever since I was a little girl. And that first time I heard the overture, the lights went down, I heard the overture and I got chills and I thought, this is what I want to do. And then my parents divorced when I was a teenager. I was like 15 years old and I started to have to work. And so I got a job as a wedding and bar mitzvah singer, and I lied about my age. I said I was 18 because I thought that would sound more professional. And I'd wear my mom's very grown up, which looks slutty on me. Can I say slutty?
You
Sorry.
can, sure.
And I'd go in and I'd work with all these older men, and I built this big repertoire of music. And I started to learn that I loved other kinds of music aside from musicals. That I had to learn, all the Motown songs. I had to learn all the old standards, Billie Holiday, Ella Fitzgerald, all the pop music at the time, Whitney Houston, Madonna, rock. And so my taste started to grow, and I wanted to write music as well. So that was sort of my education, my musical education in a way. And those club dates, we call them, are a great sort of stomping ground for learning, because nobody's listening, so you can make lots of mistakes and try lots of stuff.
That's the same with radio. I mean, people are listening now because you're here.
It's
but
tough.
usually,
Tough to hear you're singing over the breaking glass under the chuppah. Let's hit Wicked for a minute, because wanted Tony, and it launched you and Kristen Chenoweth into the absolute stratosphere with the music going on the Billboard charts as pop hits and things like that. But the thing that I read, and again, it came from Wikipedia. I got my fingers crossed that it's a true story, but I don't know. Next to last performance of Wicked, you fall through the stage and break your ribs.
Yeah. It's true.
Oh no.
You know when Elphaba and also Margaret Hamilton back in Wizard of Oz, that we melt, when we get hit by water. And so the way they do it in the show, you're sort of standing on this little platform that descends like an elevator, and in the dark where you have to stand so they can go like, melting, and it goes down. And for some reason, the guy that's normally there was sick, and someone was on it, and they cued that early. So there was a huge 5-foot hole in the stage, and I just fell. And I broke the fall like with my ribs, and then I hung up like a superhero like this. And then the crew came and got me and pulled me out, and it was a whole thing. And then I got taken out on a gurney, and I had the green makeup still on, but I'd been crying and running. And then I got to this hospital, and then my ex-husband, who's Tay Diggs, who all the nurses were in love with, they stopped paying attention to me. They were supposed to take me to the X-ray place, and then they all wanted autographs from him, and I'm just left there.
And you're still green.
Yes, and I'm in pain, and it was quite the experience. But then the next day, the director and the producers all wanted me to have some kind of closure. So I drugged myself up on Percocet, and I went out in a red tracksuit, because it was all I could sort of put on. Because I don't know if you ever broken your ribs, but it's so painful. You can't
I've worn
a
red
tracksuit. Bathroom, you can't shave your leg, you can't fart or laugh or anything. And so it's just like, we put on something soft and get out there and take a bow.
Well, good for you. And I gosh, our family saw you in the show, and my nieces were little girls at the time, and they will never, ever forget it. All-time favorite musical, and that's because of you and your performance that you delivered night after night on Broadway.
Thanks.
There are some of us that go out of our way to avoid stress. You seem to be the absolute opposite.
What?
Two illustrations.
Wow. My husband is laughing now. My husband is totally laughing.
Hang on, or I'll pull the trapdoor.
Okay.
Two particular incidents of this. 2010, performing for the President of the United States, and then 2015, singing a cappella the Star Spangled Banner at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Are you crazy?
Yeah, I am crazy. That doesn't mean they're not stressful. I just hide it well,
Wow.
no, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to pee before I go 12 times. My mouth gets all dry. Those are my nervous things. And also, I was singing Defying Gravity in front of the Obamas, and they were so close. I think I spit on him, because I was trying to hit those high notes. So that was horrible. And then the Super Bowl, oh my gosh. Thank God they post the lyrics up there, because that's like nightmare for anybody singing Star Spangled Banner, is that all of a sudden you'll just forget the words. So they were amazing, like milestone moments in my life, but terrifying.
What's the best thing that's happened in your life? Like personal, professional, whatever.
This interview, possibly.
Yeah, other than this.
That's funny. My son Walker.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
He's,
What's your relationship like right now with John Travolta?
Oh.
I have to ask. I'm sorry.
I'm like, with Walker? It's good. Yeah, it's great. He's indebted to me forever.
He totally is.
That's how he feels. He feels so badly that I could ask him to like take me to the moon in a spaceship, and he would.
Yeah, I'm sure he probably has one.
Maybe you'll get some free rides on that plane. Yeah.
Web series Idina's Treehouse.
Oh my gosh, you guys are digging deep.
Check that out, and a kid's book too that you wrote with your sister. That's still
that
available?
one I'm so proud of. It's called Loudmouse. My sister and I are super close, and so we wrote about when we were little girls. She's the writer. I was the muse, and we've been taking that all over the country, and we're really proud of it.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait for you to get here to St. Louis coming up in a couple of weeks. And wow, this has just been like, we're kind of starstruck here, like at the Carney Show. And we just really appreciate the time. And you are just nothing but a delight. So thank you for being on our program today.
I should come in person. I can play some music.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think you should.
Come spit on me. I'd love that.
Well, you're my spirit animal. So.
Yeah,
that's true. We will see you on Sunday, the 25th at Pride Fest.
Yay.
Thanks for
coming
into town.
Okay,
all
you
right,
too. Bye-bye.
Well, Idina Menzel.
Love her.
146. Isn't she fun?
She's fun. She's beautiful. She's talented. She's just nice.